How you guys doing? I'm Grandmaster Evan, and you're watching the Anonymous Liberty Media. It is 3:58 in the morning. It is Thursday morning, the 10th. And I want to talk with guys about something here. Something really important. As a consumer, as well as a guy who's kind of pissed a little bit here. Now, as a consumer, we pay for products, appliances, bathroom stuff, tech, like computers, tablet, phone, or anything. So, my son and I had a good conversation, and we had a very good conversation. And he went to the Apple store, here in Fresno, here in town, and he bought um, an iPhone XR, and he bought on eBay, and he got kind of pretty pissed, which I don't blame him. And so he got pretty disappointed on how he was treated. Now, he learned that what he was told, that you don't own your iPhone, you don't own your iPad, you don't own your iPod or anything like that. Apple still owns the product that you paid for. Now, when I heard that, I got kind of perturbed. Got kind of a little pissed off, because as a consumer, you pay for a product you want. Okay? You pay for a product you want. Right? So, like an iPhone. Okay, an iPhone. This is my iPhone SE. It's a good little phone. It's a pretty good phone, and it has a lot of qualities to it. You can use it for work.
What the hell kind of name is soap?
You can use it for if you're working in the office. I mean, people in government use these phones, but they're highly modified. As a consumer, I was sitting thinking, like, okay, if you spent your hard-earned money to buy a new phone, whether it's at the Apple Store or on Amazon, eBay, Craigslist, you name it, or even if you go to a carrier, say Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, or T-Mobile, and you pick the phone you want, you pay for it, it's yours. And here's the real truth here. Half these Apple employees don't really know shit. They think they do, but honestly, Apple employees really don't know shit. So my son went to get his phone worked out, or worked on, checked out, or whatnot. He has an SE and a XR, and I'm sitting here like, what gives Apple the right to tell you as a consumer that you don't own your phone? Apple does. Now, check this out. My son had the receipt. He had proof of where he got it. It was proof that he owns the phone. A Apple employee says, that ain't your phone. That's somebody else's phone. They says, well, I bought it off eBay. Here's the proof. Here's paperwork and everything. No, that's still someone else's phone. Because the XR, the iPhone XR, is having some issues and shit. And so he got very pissed, you know, like, my son knows about the iPhone better than these motherfuckers at this Apple iStore. And the phones are pretty good. They're good if you say working for a intelligence agency. They're pretty good phones to gather intelligence. And just that if you're selling a product like an iPhone, and so I'm like, okay, why are they saying that you own the product that you bought from the company? It's like if you buy a Toyota, that's like saying, well, you may pick a car, but you don't really own it. We do. You're just paying for the services of the car. I was like, I was like, you own, if you buy, say, a toaster or an oven from, say, Westinghouse or LG. LG makes phones too. Also, they also make the toasters and I mean, if that's like LG saying, well, you don't really own your refrigerator or your phone or whatever, but you're paying for the but you're only using the services and shit. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm pretty perturbed because you buy a product, let's say a car. You own your car. The company is selling you a car. You buy the car. You own it. That is yours. You can do whatever you want with that vehicle.
Private. Welcome back to the pit. Heard General Shepard wants to put you for some special op.
But
Anyway, he's up.
my son went to get his phone
Try switching to your
worked on, like checked out, because he needed help.
Now switch to your side
Okay.
again.
And
Remember, switching to your pistol's always faster than reloading.
so
Well, smile for the cameras.
they kept telling him, no, that's Menace's phone.
Best shooter gets to join the Prima Donna squad.
The phone
Okay,
is
timer starts soon.
for Genlock. And so we got to ask the question is, why would Apple do that? So, and so, I mean, you got to ask that question, why?
You need some serious polish.
Why all of a sudden you want to
Go back in on the course.
take that from somebody? You know, saying, well, you may have paid for the phone, but we still own it. Really, you still own the device? I don't think so. Well, it has to be. Well, you have to get it at a certified Apple store. Are you fucking stupid? You own your phone. You own your phone. Once the transaction is made, you give the person cash or whatever to pay for the phone. The phone is now yours. Apple doesn't own it no more. And if Apple doesn't think so, well, if Apple doesn't how you say isn't down for it, well, I got 3 words for Apple. Go fuck yourself. Look, Apple, this is my SE. Okay? I'm gonna let you fuckers know. I own this phone. You no longer own this phone. This is my phone. I got this from T-Mobile. Okay? In my hometown here in California, Fresno, California. This is my phone. You sell the product, the person pays for it, is no longer fucking yours. Simple as that. It's like Windows. I pay for a Windows phone, and Microsoft says, well, you don't really own your phone. Really? So, do I own the phone, or am I paying for the service? Am I renting the phone? No, I own the phone. It's my phone. Lock, stock, and barrel. Because it's like you pay for a computer, say from Microsoft or Apple. You own that product. You own that computer. And there's nothing that they can do about it, because once you pay for that product, it is yours. It's no longer the company's. You paid for it. You bought it. They sold it to you. It's like my Xbox. Okay, I own my Xbox. Okay. And so, am I renting the Xbox? Do I own my Xbox, or am I renting this? Am I just paying for the services and shit? No, you own the Xbox. If you pay for a PS4, that's your PS4. That belongs to you. That's your PS4. Geohot's he ended up jailbreaking it, and Sony wanted to try to sue him. They couldn't, because he owns the console. And just because he jailbroken the PS3, they tried to sue him because of that. He owns the PlayStation 3. Sony cannot sue him because he jailbroken the console. He was the first one to actually jailbreak the iPhone. And how he did it was amazing. How he did it was like a big shocker, but pretty cool. Would I do it? Nah, no, I don't want to screw it up. I like my phone the way it is. But once a company like Apple, a $1 trillion company, once you sell, say, a Mac, an iMac, or an iPad, or iPhone, or whatever they're selling, Apple no longer owns that product. They sold that product. And it is dumb. It is dumb on how they treat. And it shouldn't matter. You own your phone. You own your phone. And once you make that transaction, you own that device. Apple cannot tell you you don't own it. You own that device, whether a phone, tablet, whatever. You still own that thing. And if you want to learn how to hack with it, hey, more power to you. But there are a lot of shit going down with Apple. Apple cannot tell you that, oh, thank you for buying the device, but you don't own it. We still do. No, it's not. If the person pays for that device, like the phone, that phone is no longer Apple's. It belongs to somebody who paid for it. Because once they pay for it, it's theirs. It's theirs. It's that simple. It's theirs. So, to understand, Apple has don't have any control over that phone or computer or pad. I mean, it is a mindfuck. Yeah, it is a mindfuck. But it is fact. Once you own that product, it is yours. It is yours to begin with. Once you pay for it, it's yours. So Apple, you no longer own that phone anymore. The person who pays for it, they now own that phone. And it's kind of tricky shit on how I mean, you gotta understand that, look, if you're a company that's selling a product, it now belongs to the consumer. Okay? The consumer now owns that device. And it no longer belongs to that company. It belongs to you, the consumer. So I'm kind of having this problem with hearing that. Because I thought once you bought a product from company, you own it now. You own it. And it belongs to you. It belongs to you, the consumer. And so, what makes Apple think that you don't own what you paid for? How stupid can they be? That's insane. That's like just absolutely insane. They're like, you paid for what you got. And you paid what you got. And why a company like that would just think that way? I just feel that, you own that. And it is so, like, dude. But as a consumer, you that's really not the way to do. Because here's the thing: if Steve Jobs was alive today, he would say, "You, as the consumer, you own the product we sell to you." I think it's somebody at the top, saying, well, let's make them think they own the device, but we still own it. You don't own the phone. You own the software. You own the software, but it don't mean that you own the device, because the consumer owns the part, which is the iPhone. The iPhone. And they don't really own the phone. I got an email about 5, 6 years ago about the term smartphone. What is it good for? No. What is it good for? Well, it's good for a lot of things. Good for a lot of things. And if you are, say, work for an agency, intelligence agency, you have, I mean, you could use it as a spy tool. You could use it for, if you are a executive, and and you do, you share data, you know, do but it's pretty much that the phones themselves are good if you're working in as an executive and you do a PowerPoint and whatnot. And the one and a company that's good is Windows, Apple, no, Microsoft, because you can do a PowerPoint presentation with your phone. You hook it up to plug it in, and then you do your PowerPoint. And it's not too bad, you know. It's really, look, Microsoft is pretty good. I mean, now when it comes to their phones, they get taken a playbook from Google for Android, and kind of go not so greedy and shit though. I think that if Microsoft got out of that greedy bullshit like they did back in the '90s, they would have been done better. I mean, the apps could have been even good, and
Good luck. I'll see you on the far side. Hold on! Don't let go!
I think that Microsoft could have taken a playbook from Google with their Android, and pretty much not taking so seriously, but still, I mean, taking seriously, but not so seriously. You know.
Coach, check your heartbeat sensor. See me on the scope.
I would pretty much just think, well, here we are. We're at this breaking point on making a and still we're trying to make a good product. Laptop, phone, Xbox, you name it. And I mean, there is a point that you have to, if you want to survive, and really to survive is you got to not so much think greedy and shit, you know. And
Target on your left. Stay out of sight. You're left at one of them.
but companies are different on certain levels here. But with Apple, you know, saying that term, well, you may pay for your phone, your device, but we own it still.
Stay out of sight. You're left at some dogs. Heads up, the truck's just stopping. 4 Tangos just got out. They're looking around.
Really? My problem with that is Apple needs to realize once they sell a product, Okay, once they sell a product, it is no longer theirs because the person paid for it in a transaction. Okay, so what makes it so um, is that it's not a good thing to even say. Um, you are a consumer. You're a customer. You pay for that phone. You pay for that refrigerator. You pay for that vehicle. You own that. You own those things because you paid for it. You paid for it with and once you pay for it, it's no longer the company's. It is you. You paid for it. It belongs to you now. Until you decided to either sell it or keep it or um, I still think that um, you are the consumer. You own the product. It is your product. It is yours now. So my problem with what Apple is doing, it's they're not for the consumers. Um, there has to be understanding that as a consumer you own you shop, right? You shop, right? It's like buying a hat. Okay. Um, you own the hat. You may have bought the hat, but um, but you could wear it, but it's not longer yours. Okay. Well, I got a problem with that. I have a very huge problem with that because as a consumer, you are a I mean, it's like it's like a video game. You pay for a video game. You pay for the game you play. You own the game. You pay for the game, right? Okay, and it's like the company saying, well, the game's not really yours, but you're playing it just for the uh, fun. You're renting for fun. You no longer own you don't own the game. You may pay for it, but it ain't yours. And and I think it's chicken shit. You paid for that product. You paid for um, you know, and I mean you paid for it. You It's like like buying a Caterpillar smartphone, a phone built by Caterpillar, and so once you bought the phone or computer, um, company cannot tell you, well, you own the say the phone or laptop or whatever. You own it. Apple cannot say you don't own it. You paid for it. You own that phone. See, this phone here, I own it. I paid for it. It belongs to me. Apple, I own this phone. Okay? I paid for it. You no longer own this phone, Apple. I paid for this. I own it.
This man Makarov is fighting his own war and he has no rules, no boundaries. He doesn't flinch in torture, human trafficking, or genocide. He's not loyal to a flag or a country or any set of ideas.
Okay. For example,
blood for money. He's your new best friend.
this is
You don't want to know what it's cost already to put you next to him. It will cost you a piece of yourself.
this is a Alcatel
Nothing compared to
One Touch Fierce XL. And it's running off of Windows 10. Okay, Windows 10. Great phone, good phone. Why do I still have it? I like Windows. I think they have a lot to offer. They have a lot to offer. They were way ahead of their time. They're ahead of their time. And hugely ahead of time. Now Apple, back in the day, they were way ahead of their time. And they were way ahead of their time. Steve Jobs, man, the dude was badass back in the day, even before he died. You know, I mean, Tim Cook. You know, I mean, look, Tim Cook's is not a bad guy, but you know how he's running Apple, dude. You have to understand that Apple is a $1 trillion company. Okay, so is Amazon. But when it comes to Apple, again, I like to say that I own my device. If I bought a iMac computer, that's my computer. Okay, that's my computer. If I bought, say, the brand new XR iPhone, the iPhone XR, it's my phone. It's mine. I paid for it, and it does piss me off because as a consumer, you're being told this, okay? You're being told this. by someone that by that works at the Apple Store, the Apple Store, and you know it is chicken shit because my son he he went
Check your weapons and ammo. I've waited a long time for this. Haven't we all?
um he
This way. Let's
he
go.
want he wants some help,
Go.
and they wouldn't help him because they kept saying, well, that ain't your phone, that's somebody else's phone.
Kyle.
He had proof. He had no proof.
FSB. Take them out.
Um, so my question is, how can you say that the phone ain't his when he pretty much paid for it? Um, um, and I just think it's chicken shit because if somebody buys a product from you, they bought it from you, and you have a right to say, hope you enjoy your phone. And enjoy your device. And and I think that who's ever at these Apple stores need to realize that the person who buys the phone from them or is that the phone no longer belongs to them. And and I'm like, man, just like live it, dude. I'm live it, because I mean, as a consumer, I'm like really pissed. You know, I'm like
This way. Let's
really angry because any consumer should not be treated like this. You know, my son had proof. I mean, he had proof he owned the
go.
phone,
Clear.
and
Hold your fire.
just really pisses me off.
We've sent a strong message with this attack, Makarov.
That was no message.
I mean, you gotta understand,
This is a message. The American thought he could deceive us.
it's not right.
When they find out lie, all of Russia.
You as a consumer, if you buy a product from somebody, they cannot say, well, you may have paid for it, but we still own it. No, they do not own it. You own, say for example, if you buy a car, you own that car.
The Russians ain't gonna
Okay,
let
you
us mess with
own
the
that
phone,
car.
Oxford. It's gonna get bloody.
Like if you buy a Lamborghini, okay, for example, a Lamborghini,
Knock her off with one move ahead.
you own that Lamborghini.
Bodies of the freedom in America.
Or if you own a back scratcher, or if you buy a back scratcher, you own that back scratcher.
Follow the shell.
And what bugs me is that this company, this $1 trillion company, is telling consumers this. Oh, by the way, you may pay for the phone, but you don't really own it. We do. Well, I'm here to say, Apple, you guys make a good product, but here's the issue with that. I'm gonna say again, this is my iPhone SE. I paid for it. I own it. It's mine. It's no longer yours. I paid for it. I paid for that product. Okay? You no longer own it. You sold it to me. I own this fucking this goddamn phone. It's you gotta realize, consumers, they're gonna tell you this shit. They're gonna tell you some stupid shit. I mean, I just feel like, it is bullshit. It is straight up bullshit, because once you have paid for that product, it belongs to you. It don't belong to the company. Once the company sells the product, it's now yours as a consumer. You own that device or whatever they told you. And I just find it very stupid. You know what I'm saying? Very stupid on how they treat their consumers. You know, how they treat the people that they sell products to. And if they don't understand that, well, I'm sorry. You know, it's one thing that I just feel like it's just really stupid, you know. And it angers me, you know. Like, what gives you the right to say, well, we own it? How they do it is just absolutely fucking dumb, dude. And and I do agree, it is stupid, you know. I mean, but whoever came up with that idea is really fucking stupid, dude. It is really stupid, man, I tell you. So if you're a company and you're pulling this shit, I mean, gotta be honest, man. Gotta be honest here. You have to understand that if you treat your people like this, your customers, dude, you are not going to. You will lose customers. You will lose customers. You will lose customers that way. And once you lose customers, there goes the money. There goes all that money you put into the product. You're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose all that money that you and that's bad for that is straight up bad for business. It's bad for business. That's a bad business deal, man. You know, like, you know, you have to. And it is bad business. It is bad for business. You gotta understand is that you're selling a product, okay? You no longer own the product, okay? And it's that simple. Once you bought a product, that's it. That's it. And I don't know what makes I mean, you gotta think. Okay, do I own this product or do they own the product? Does the company own it or does the consumer own it after they paid for it? There are a lot of questions, and people are probably gonna be pissed. And people are pissed. And once you realize that the company is trying to screw you out of your dough by saying this shit, they're gonna lose a lot of consumers. And it is honestly just fucking stupid. It is fucking stupid. So, what did you guys think about all this shit? Because it is fucking stupid. It is stupid. It's been stupid, and just the idea of being told, oh, by the way, the phone you bought, it's not really yours. It still belongs to the company. Oh, really? Yeah. So if I don't own it, so am I paying to rent it? Am I renting it, or am I just paying for something that I mean, it is stupid, a dumb way to do things, and you have to understand that This is not the way, okay, not the way to do things, and it is a dumb way to do things, and so what what do you guys think? Is it a bad business thing? Is it a lie to the consumers on how they're doing things? Um, please share this video. Okay. It's you as the consumer have the right to know that the phone you bought, any phone, it's yours. I own this phone, Apple. This is the SE guys brought out a couple of years ago. A company don't need to be an official licensed Apple, whatever. Because does Google do it? No. No. Because most of the phones these days are based on the Android software. Open source, you own the phone. If you pay for it, it's yours. It's like buying a laptop. You buy a laptop, you own that laptop. Your transaction of cash for the product is yours. That's it. Simple as that. No bullshit. But Apple, I own this phone. iPhone SE, it belongs to me. It belongs to me. Okay? It don't belong to you no more because you sold it to me through a carrier. People can get the phone that way too. They could go to a AT&T, Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile, or Boost Mobile. They could get it through Cricket, PC, Metro PC. The product they get it through that is now belongs to the person who paid for the phone. So, Apple, pull your head out of your fucking ass, okay? I got my phone. I got my phone through T-Mobile. I saw the phone. I liked the phone. It is the 5S with the iPhone 6 guts. It's cheaply done. You guys did a good job, but listen, I own this phone. You don't. I'm a consumer. You sold me the product through a carrier. I own it. If somebody buys a phone from eBay or Amazon, the person who paid for the phone owns that phone. And here's a message for a lot of you assholes at these Apple stores. Okay? I want you to pay the fucking attention here. My son bought an iPhone XR from eBay. He had a receipt. He had the person's name or he got the phone from. There's a little problem with the XR. My son came to you for help. But you keep giving him the runaround by saying that your phone. Even though he had the receipt and the person's name where he got the phone from, You asshole still said, even though he had the receipt to prove, it's not. You told him, oh, that's not your phone. It's somebody else's phone. Fuck you. It's his phone. If somebody buys a phone from an ad, Craigslist, eBay, Amazon, okay? They could get the phone anywhere as long as it's legally paid for. Correct. But you dumb motherfuckers need to think and realize it's my son's phone. If the person sells him the phone, it's no longer theirs. It belongs to my son. He paid for it. Okay? He paid for it. He has the receipt. The online print receipt. When he got the phone. That's proof of purchase. Assholes. Look, you guys are good company, but you are a village of fuck-ups. Now, remember, the person paid for the phone. The phone is now belonging to the customer, the consumer, not the company. So, fuck off. Please share this video. If you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below, and please don't forget to hit the bell for notification. Thank you. I'm Grandmaster Revan. Knowledge is free. If you ain't down with that, we got 3 words for you. Go fuck yourself. Peace out. I'm Revan. You're not. Fuck you. I'm out.